Okay folks, it's time to dump this tote and see just how many purple sweet potatoes I grew on this retaining wall. Let's do it. And here it is, the big reveal. So I'm not sure why, but this particular area right here in the middle of the tote has just uncovered a mass of potatoes. Would you look at this? Just a mass of potatoes here in the middle of this tote. Just bringing them out by the handfuls. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Back Garden Yard channel. Today we are going to harvest the second of two totes that I planted with sweet potatoes. That's right, purple sweet potatoes were planted on this retaining wall in some old storage bins. Let's see if we can see this bin here. So here you go. I've got the second one now. I harvested the first one, and I was a little disappointed in the size of the tubers that I got. So I let these sit for another 6 weeks and grow out, and here they are. And so what I'm going to do is we're going to harvest this today, then we'll compare and see how these did against the ones that I harvested 6 weeks ago and see. Okay folks, so here is the result. Okay folks, so here is the result of my sweet potato harvest from tote 1, the tote where I planted rooted slips. And even though these are not very big, they're definitely edible, and I definitely got a larger harvest than I got from the sweet potatoes I had in the ground last year. What I think I did was planted them too close together, and I think they crowded each other out, or I would have got larger tubers. So I'm going to do this experiment again next year, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant about half as many in each tote and see if I can't get some larger full-size sweet potatoes. But of course, I've still got this other tote over here, and I'm going to let it grow another month. I'm going to give it a little fertilizer too, and see if that will help it to go ahead and maybe make some more larger sweet potatoes. So we look forward in another month, maybe the end of October, I think I will go ahead and then I'll empty that one, and we'll see how it did. If that was a good deal to let these grow some more. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these that have come down and I'm going to pitch them up into the tote, and then I'm going to cut them all off and take them over. My wife will literally take these stems here, and she loves to boil them kind of like asparagus and make some dishes with some Korean spices and stuff, and just loves sweet potato stems. So I'm saving these for her. And now let's go on over and let me prepare this tote for dumping, and then we will dump it and see what's in it. So I'm literally just going to take the hedge clippers and come in here and clip these vines off. And throw them in the wheelbarrow. And so I'll show you what it looks like when I finish. Yeah. So regular subscribers to my channel that have been watching my videos know that I grew these sweet potatoes in 2024 from one sweet potato that I rooted, and then I overwintered a cutting and grew out the slips, and these are the same ones from the original sweet potato that I rooted back in 2024. But anyway, that's just a side note. So now I've got these all cut off, ready for emptying, and there's the stems that my wife wants, and I'll let her go through and select out the ones she wants. And now it is time to dump this tote and see just how many nice sweet potatoes we have gotten. And I do want to remind you that these sweet potatoes were planted with no roots. I had just taken the cuttings and stuck them in the ground and watered them, and they rooted, and now we're going to see just what they produced. So let's go ahead and get to it. Okay folks, it's time to dump this tote and see just how many purple sweet potatoes I grew on this retaining wall. Let's do it. And here it is, the big reveal. And right off the bat, just look what got thrown out to the side. Beautiful purple sweet potato, and then some little ones that are still forming. And here's another one. So now I'm going to need to go through this whole mass of roots. Just look at the roots there. Oh, look down here, what fell out the front. Another nice one. These are definitely bigger and nicer than the ones I got 6 weeks ago. So folks, the difference between the rooted slips and the unrooted slips and the extra 6 weeks I gave these to grow is absolutely remarkable. I'll just show you what I'm talking about. These are the ones, and I've just barely scratched the surface. These are the ones I've already gotten out. And then I can just see them everywhere in this pile of dirt that I've just barely scratched the surface. So let me dig down in here a little more and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. And you can see how here was one of the main stems that was growing, and how right there it just dropped that potato right down below the main stem. Now these aren't huge folks, but they're much bigger than the previous batch, and they actually sell them in the stores about this size right here. the purple sweet potatoes don't grow as big as regular sweet potatoes for the most part. And as I say that, I get a very, very big one. So I'm not sure why, but this particular area right here in the middle of the tote has just uncovered a mass of potatoes. Would you look at this? Just a mass of potatoes here in the middle of this tote. Just bringing them out by the handfuls. Okay folks, so today's harvest is right here, and it is a big harvest for just one tote. You can see some of these are as long as my hand, and they're really nice full-size potatoes, and I got small ones too, but I am totally satisfied with the results. I'm so glad I left these for another 6 weeks. And the question I have is, did these do better because they were unrooted and planted versus the other tote that was rooted and planted? I don't know, but I don't think I want to root my plants next year before I put the slips in the ground based on these results. Okay folks, so I went ahead and sorted these so you could see the difference. See how big this one is, and this one of course is as long as the palm of my hand, and so you can see I got a whole box full of eating size sweet potatoes here, and then over here are the smaller ones that I sorted out. But of course, even if you eat 3 or 4 of these, that'll make a nice serving of sweet potatoes, so we'll eat those. But compared to the other tote that was harvested in mid-September, it was certainly worth my time to let these grow on out for another month and a half. And the question remains, was it the fact that I actually put these in as unrooted slips, and the potatoes seem to be higher in the ground than the rooted slips? So that's a question that I haven't been able to figure, but this harvest here is so much nicer than the other harvest, and they were grown exactly the same way, except for these were grown for 6 more weeks. Well, I hope you enjoyed these videos, and if you did, please like and subscribe to the channel, because I've got a lot more coming still this fall. And of course, we're going to start the 2026 garden. We'll start preparing our seed starting mix and stuff like that sometime in December or January. So make sure that you like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next video.